Hey, Buju Kinawia, Buju Kinibu Dijnakaz, Mong and Dodem. Good afternoon, community members of Kettle and Stony Point. Chief Henry here doing a community update. It's been a while since we've done this, but we've committed to the resumption of our regular schedule on that. I want to first take time by extending my condolences to all of the families that have experienced a loss over the last number of months. It was quite a string of loss that our community had, and many of us are grieving and feeling that loss in different ways. We lost a past leader. We lost former Chief Brissett, Tom, who spent 30 years serving this community in the political capacity and also served the community in other ways prior to that. And I just want to take time to pay respect to his work for the community, but also acknowledging that every single loss affects us all equally. And it's a time of sadness within our community, the number of losses that we have experienced. During council last night, we discussed some of the confusion that was going on with the cemetery plots and the cemetery usage map. Council has agreed to issue apology letters to those community members who were affected by that confusion, making sure that we're respectful of all that felt some sort of pain or loss around that and that confusion as well. So look forward to that if you were affected by that confusion, and we've resolved to make sure we sort that out. IT and the lands department are going to be working on getting that policy around cemetery usage and plots sorted out so that we can be clear in the future and avoid confusion and hurt feelings during families' times of loss. Council took time to discuss many issues, but one in particular that I'd like to share is that we discussed the resetting of our election dates. As you're aware, we operate on a 2-year election cycle. In 2018, our election was held in August, and in 2022 it was held in November. November is a hard time to have elections, based on the financial cycle of the community, Christmas shutdowns, and the weather itself is difficult for us to deal with in November. So the majority of council last night voted in favor of resetting our council election date to June. So more to come on that, but we're currently working amongst ourselves and with Indigenous Services Canada on resetting our election date to June 2022 for a general election of chief and council. Also notable was our discussion around some surplus discretionary COVID funds that we received from Indigenous Services Canada. There's approximately $323,000 that are currently there in surplus that council feels and believes that the community is at a time of need with respect to COVID and the current situation with supply chain shortages and the height of Omicron. And council resolved last night to distribute those funds to community members. It broken down amongst our 2,500 members. It's not a very large amount of money, but enough to help out in this increased time of need within our community for both on and off reserve members. And one last point of note, council entertained discussions again with respect to the remaining clench funds. And as you may be aware, council had resolved about a year and a half ago that those remaining funds would be consulted with the community and earmarked for infrastructure needs. So we're committed to engaging in that consultation process, and communication staff as well as others will be reaching out to the community in the near future to move forward on consultations with respect to how we're going to be using the remaining clench defalcation funds. So please keep tuned in. We've resolved to make sure that we're going to be resuming our community updates on a regular basis, at least once per month. More as the time would dictate. If anything urgent comes up or anything exciting to share, we'll make sure we keep you in the loop. But Chimigwech for tuning in, and again, my condolences to all the families that have experienced loss, and I hope you're staying safe out there amidst the current wave of COVID-19. Chimigwech.